Hey, what's up, guys? Here to do another video. I'm actually doing this on, I'm not doing just a direct upload like I usually do, so I'm kind of getting used to my new computer, what recording stuff it has. I don't know if I can edit it too much, but we'll see. Um, yeah, I'm also drinking, Pepsi Throwback, which is awesome. I love this stuff. But anyway, this video is going to be another. This well, not another because this is the first one I'm doing for TNA. But it's going to be a TNA Impact recap. Sorry if I sound a little bit stuffed up. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I don't think I'm getting sick, but I don't know. I have weird sinuses. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty good TNA. Let me just get my notes that I kind of wrote up last night. That's not it. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. So yeah, it was a pretty good Impact. Unfortunately, I didn't see Genesis. Just because of financial issues right now, I couldn't order the pay-per-view. But I heard it was pretty good. Um, so at the beginning of the show, Mr. Anderson comes out, and as you may know, he won the TNA heavyweight title last night, or not last night, but Sunday at Genesis, defeating Jeff Hardy, which I was excited about. I was happy that I shouldn't say I was happy that Jeff Hardy was the champ because he had been the champion before, but now he was with Immortal and turned to heel, and I just don't like that. But I'm still a fan of him. But anyway. Um, then Matt Morgan came out. They've had this whole back and forth. Morgan telling Anderson he shouldn't compete because of all his concussions until he's completely 100%. Um, but he comes out and they have a little back and forth. Matt Morgan congratulated him for winning the title, but also let him know hey, I'm after the title in 2011. I guess he said 2011 is the year of the blueprint, which I thought that was pretty funny. And then he leaves, and you think, oh, here's Anderson's victory party. Like they usually do. They thank the fans, blah blah blah. But Eric Bischoff comes out. He's all pissed off. He's running his mouth. Another one of his champions from Immortal lost their title. And I guess there's going to be a rematch February 3rd. So I guess we'll see what happens then. Then Jeff Hardy comes on the Titantron, whatever. I don't know what they call it in TNA. But the video screen. And he starts saying, I'm coming back for the title, blah blah blah. It's gonna be mine again. Then out of nowhere, RVD attacks him, which I kind of expected. You know what I mean? He still has that little feud with him for what he's done in the past, basically backstabbing RVD because they were like best friends and stuff. And then Matt Hardy comes in and to kind of help Jeff. And yes, for those who don't know, Matt Hardy is now in TNA. He's not in the WWE anymore. He made his debut, I guess, on Genesis, which is pretty cool. I'm happy to see them back together. We'll see what that turns into. Obviously, they're both heels on TNA. They're not the good guys anymore. Then, as you know, as Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are attacking RVD, Mr. Anderson runs in the back, and to kind of help RVD, and it starts to turn into an equal 2-on-2 fight in the back. But of course, Immortal has to come back and help and everything. It just turned into this big fight. Anyway, whatever. It's just the typical, Immortal can't deal with shit without everybody. You know what I mean? Let's see. So the first actual match last night, was Beer Money, who now are the tag team champions. They finally won the titles against Motor City Machine Guns. Hopefully, Motor City Machine Guns get the titles back sometime soon, because I like them as the champs better. I think they're the best team so far in TNA. We'll see how Matt and Jeff do, because they did tag last night, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, Motor City Machine Guns were basically, they were doing good in the beginning, taking them out with their high speed, high risk kind of offense, which I think kind of makes them the best tag team in TNA. I think in some aspects they're actually better than the Hardy Boys were. They're faster, they're quicker. They're both faster and quicker, I should say. Back when it was Matt and Jeff, Matt was more, I think, the powerful, and Jeff was more the high risk. But I think Sabin and Shelly are both equally high risk and speed. But anyway, after a while, Beer Money starts to pick apart one of them. I think it was actually Chris Sabin. They start picking apart Sabin in their corner. Then after a while, Shelly finally gets his tag in. It was a great back and forth tag match. I'm not going to say it was a spectacular tag match in general, but it was a good back and forth. But either way, Beer Money won and they retained the titles. We'll see. We'll have to see how that pans out in the future. I think this is a pretty good feud for TNA. I think, obviously WWE has had some better, some worse. I think both companies kind of go back and forth. But anyway, after that match, there was this whole confrontation, and the big thing last night was Jeff Jarrett brought Karen Jarrett, which Karen Angle, Kurt Angle's ex-wife, in. I guess they're married now, whatever. I don't know what's going on with that. But there was a big confrontation between Jarrett and Angle, and then Karen comes out. It was just, and I guess she's saying, tune in next week. She has this big announcement, her side of what happened in their relationship, and she's like, dress for the occasion because it's a night you're never gonna forget. I don't know. I'm not really into that whole drama thing, whatever. I'm more into the action of TNA. Some of the backstage stuff I like, but come on, get into the action, get to the wrestling. That's what we're here for. Anyway, The next match was TNA Knockouts title match. Um, and it was Madison Rayne and Victoria, yeah, who wait, no, I have that wrong. Versus Winter and Angelina Love, who are the knockout champions, tag team champions. And it was a pretty good match. Madison and Victoria kind of, as they usually do, they kind of immobilize Angelina Love from Winter. Which I don't know if I like them as a tag team yet. I still like the Beautiful People, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. I think they work together really well. Even though they're kind of portraying Velvet now as kind of a weaker one, but I don't really think she is. Whatever. But yeah, they kind of immobilize her in this corner, so Winter can't get a tag. I wasn't really into this match. Sorry. I'm just so tired of seeing this crap with Madison Rayne and Victoria. They need to spice it up a little bit. But anyway, middle of the match, Mickie James actually, well, more towards the end because it ended shortly after. But Mickie James comes out and basically kind of takes out Victoria and Madison Rayne for a little bit of time, kind of giving Winter and Angelina Love the kind of a little bit more of an advantage. And Mickie James also chases Madison into the back, so it's just Victoria against the knockout champions, and obviously Winter and Angelina Love win, and it was actually a knockout or submission, whatever you want to say. Winter on Victoria, so they retain the titles. Obviously, sorry, that one was kind of boring to me. They need to spice that up a little bit. The next match was this one. This one was what I thought was going to be a pretty good match. I did. It was Abyss, who is now the television champion, won it at, I guess, Genesis, versus, and he was with Ric Flair, so obviously Ric Flair is going to interfere in the match somehow. But anyway, it was versus Matt Morgan. So I thought that was going to be a great match. Size, they are very close in size. Obviously, Abyss has the weight advantage, but Matt Morgan is strong. It was a non-title match. Obviously, there was I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying to get through this quick because my video is, I might have to do a part 2 on this. I don't know. Let me do that now. I'll be right back, guys.